Hello and welcome to Unpacked. I'm Jack. Today we have the EVGA Hadron Hydro and its accessories kit. EVGA was nice enough to send us both the Hadron Hydro and its accessories kit. Reason being is that EVGA and NCIX are partnering up to be the first retailer in Canada to sell a fully water-cooled Hadron Hydro system. So without any further delay, let's take a look at the accessories package first, and then we'll move on to the Hydro. Alright, so first up we have the Hadron Hydro accessories kit. Now this kit is sold separately, so if you do want to do water cooling and you don't know actually what would fit in the Hadron Hydro, the accessories kit would probably be a very good place to start. We got some 1/2-inch tubing here. Looks to be 3/8 inner diameter. And also it's got an anti-kinking spring. Cool. Let's put that down and pull out the rest of the accessories. All right. Ooh. First off, we have a dual 120 mil rad. Nice and silvery and shiny. Next up, we have, this looks to be the res/pump combo. There's a bunch of bolts and screws packed in there. And the power is down there. Uses compression fittings. Next up, we look towards the center and we have a big bottle of green mutagen. No, it's actually the coolant. We've got 500 mils, so 2 cups worth. It's got a nice EVGA logo and it is antibacterial. And of course the manual. This would probably be pretty useful in installing and how to if you've never done water cooling before. We have the CPU block. A nice Ziploc bag here, and also the back plate. And we have a bag of more accessories. We got wrenches, we have more hex keys, we have more screws. We've got a 24-pin adapter that's actually shorted out there, so you can actually use that to flush out your system. Thermal grease, we got a thermal grease spreader, and a funnel. Funnels are awesome. Nice to see that EVGA includes that, making your life easier instead of trying to pour out the coolant and getting it all over the place. And finally, at the very bottom here, we have a set of more fittings. We have the nice straight ones here that are for the outside of the case. And we have a couple angled compression fittings there as well. All right, so now on to the main attraction, the EVGA Hadron Hydro. You know, tape came off a little bit easier than expected. First off, we find a little brown box, very reminiscent of the original Hadron, the Hadron Air. All right, there's the Hadron Hydro. Put the box down there. So before we get to that, let's take a look at what came in the box at the top. Taking a look at the accessories that came with it, we have a nice power cord. We have some cable management ties, more of that. We have a 3.5 drive tray, it looks to be. SATA cable. 4 itsy-bitsy tiny screws. Hadron sticker, I might want to keep that. No, I'm kidding. All right, less itsy-bitsy tiny screws. These are just regular tiny screws. And some really long screws. A case badge stuck inside of the manual. And just a manual of a breakdown of the system and what it came with. Oh, this is actually an optical drive tray. Right, because it's slot load. That's sold separately, guys. All right, so finally the main attraction, the Hadron Hydro. So first up, you might notice that it takes the same styling cues of the Hadron Air, obviously. Except this top portion is extended. And it's still got the nice, simple one-button touch there for power. And it's a nice glossy finish. Actually, let's peel that off. There you go. A nice glossy finish there on the front. Very nice. So on the top, we see that it has the extended portion. And it's nice and perforated. There are 2 120 mil fans. We'll get to that a little later. And on the left-hand side, we have the cutout for the slot for the optical drive, and as well as headphone, microphone ports, and USB 3 ports. On the right hand side, you'll notice that it does stand on the same sort of canted angle so that airflow can come up from the bottom, and it's got a nice side panel there. On the back, we have the motherboard tray cut out. We've got the two PCIe expansion slots, 500 watt 80 plus gold power supply, and the grommet covers. Now let me just undo the screws on the back here, and we'll take out the top portion to show you the fans. Okay, so undoing the 4 screws located on the back here, 1, 2, 3, 4. This just comes right off. Nice and simple. We'll put that on the side. And what's different about the Hadron Hydro versus the Hadron Air is that instead of pulling back on this mesh panel here, you actually just tap it forward and lift off. And that comes right off, and you can see this is kind of where the old Hadron would have sat in terms of height. And there we can see the 2 120 mil fans mounted on the top for airflow. So this area is mainly for the dual 120 mil rad. And yeah, that's it for the externals. Let's take a look at the inside. All right, so the nice windowed side panel there. Don't worry, the plexiglass isn't scratched. It's just the protective cover. You can see the 500 watt power supply, all the cables you need to hook up to the motherboards. We see 2 drive trays for both SSDs and 3.5 inch hard drives. Slide that back. And this area is where that slot load DVD would go. And that's pretty much it for the interior. That's where the motherboard sits. But I do have one more surprise for you guys. I'm just gonna unravel these cables to fit something in there to show you how much room exactly we're working with. All right, guys, and we're back. That took a little longer than I expected. I actually managed to put a 780 Ti into the Hadron Hydro. There you go. We'll take some close-up shots just in case you guys don't believe me. But the whole point of that was to show you that even in such a small form factor of a case, you can still get big, beefy gaming out of such a small, compact system. The system itself, the Hadron, just the case, will cost you about $230 Canadian, and the water cooling kit is about $200. Now, when I first heard that price tag, I was like, wow, 200 bucks for just accessories. But then I was told that if you were to get all that stuff separately, it would cost you way more than $200. I mean, for what you're getting for $200, you're getting the pump/res combo. You get the dual 120 mil rad, the coolant, the CPU block, and all those nice, sexy hard fittings and compression fittings, plus all the other nuts and bolts you would need to actually put the system together, have a really good gaming rig. That's actually a pretty good deal. So thank you so much for checking out the video, guys. Don't forget that NCIX PC will be using this system right here, minus the video card maybe. I'm not too sure about that. NCIX PC will be putting together a system in conjunction with EVGA so that NCIX will be the first retailer in Canada to sell a fully hydro-cooled Hadron Hydro. So thanks for checking out the video, guys. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. We'll see you next time.